This is a call to order for the regularly scheduled meeting of the Complaint Committee of the Sunshine Ordinance Task Force, called for Tuesday, April 13th, 2010. Would you call the roll, please?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Member Goldman?
Present.
Goldman present. Member Johnson? Member Johnson excused. Member Knebber?
Here.
Knebber present. Mr. Chair, there is a quorum.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to remind everyone to please turn off their cell phones, put them on vibrate, whatever. Chris, would you call the first item, please?
Yes, Mr. Chair. The first item is the approval of minutes of March 9, 2010.
Thank you. Before we get into that, I forgot to ask, are there any agenda changes, Chris, or
Mr. Chair, there are no agenda changes.
approval of the minutes is with the committee?
I move we approve.
I will second that. Before we have a vote, is there any public comment on the minutes for March 9th, 2010? Seeing none, Chris, would you call the question?
On the motion, Member Knebber?
Aye.
Knebber, aye. Member Goldman?
Aye.
Goldman, aye. Mr. Chair, there are 2 ayes.
Thank you. Would you please call the second item on our
The
agenda?
second item is the determination of jurisdiction on complaint filed by Sandra Brotherton against the Department of Emergency Management for allegedly not providing certain information regarding 911 reports.
Thank you. Is there anyone from the department here? I noticed that they didn't, they sent a letter saying that they weren't notified of this meeting until this morning, that they weren't going to appear. I personally find that a very weak excuse, because I think there are more, they said that 2 people that could speak to this are not in today, and I think that there are more than 2 people that work at the department, and so I propose that we proceed anyway. I don't think we need them here in order to determine jurisdiction. Is the complainant here? Will you please approach the microphone? Yeah, please. Now, what we're doing today is determining whether or not your item has jurisdiction and whether it should be heard at a hearing in front of the full task force. Okay, so we don't need to hear the entire merits of your case, but we do need to know the skeleton of it, just so we know what's going on and why we should find jurisdiction. Okay, could you please speak into the microphone and identify yourself?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I kind of put down, I didn't know about jurisdiction.
Your name?
But my name is Sandra Brotherton,
Okay.
and my address is 452 Flood Avenue in San Francisco. And, the custodian of the records, whom I was dealing with, is, in Turk Street in San Francisco. So I thought, the jurisdiction, is that what that means by jurisdiction?
Well, in a court, that would be the jurisdiction in a certain locality, but
Right.
with us, it has more to do with the entity that you're complaining about, you see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they quote the government code that I received off your website. That it's exactly the code that they're saying that they could not give me the privileged information regarding a government code. I don't have it offhand, but it was C something.
Yeah, I saw it.
To me, it would be a jurisdiction that would be, suitable for hearing with your committee.
Yeah.
Should I
Okay.
speak some more?
No, I mean,
they're
that-
not here,
that-
so, do you want me to explain a little bit more about what's going on, or?
You might as well, if you got your 3 minutes, you might as well use them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
You're paying for
anyway,
the microphone, so why not?
I just kept getting the same response. It's just that when you have these kind of CADs that the 911 office emergency distributes, after this silence code thing, I look like a guilty party, because certain things are blacked out, and I was just asking for the complainant's name, and I would get no response. So I just felt, someone could civilly sue me later with a list of, hearsay. Because the CADs, because the police are coming, in regards to what these informants were saying, and everything was all confidential. And her reply was only government code. You saw what I put
Right.
on, so
Yeah.
was just really difficult to, I don't see how it could be confidential because I never did anything wrong.
Right.
Okay?
Now, when we come to the hearing, what will be very pertinent for the task force to hear will be, typically a complaint will be, I asked for this. I received no response, or I received a response that was inadequate because they quoted this
Okay.
CPRA
Right.
wrongly.
Right.
Just keep it simple,
Yes.
right? That I asked for
Absolutely.
this, I didn't get this, and then leave it alone. And then it's up to them to make the case why or why not they should have done that. And
Okay.
then the task force will discuss it, so, yeah.
Okay. That
But,
sounds great. I know
yeah.
that's exactly what I did. You know, I asked
Yeah.
for this and they say no, and they gave me that government code.
Right, and then we will determine at the task force if that was proper, what was improper, blah, blah, blah. So,
Okay.
yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else?
I believe that's it.
Okay. Pardon me? Well, we have to find jurisdiction or we're not hearing anything. So I would entertain a motion for jurisdiction.
I do think that this falls under our jurisdiction, and I so move that we
A
find
second-
jurisdiction.
Second it. Is there any public comment on jurisdiction of this item? Seeing none, Chris, would you call the roll?
On jurisdiction, Member Canepa?
Aye.
Canepa, aye. Member Goldman?
Aye,
Goldman, aye. Mr. Chair, there are 2 ayes.
thank you. So we will be hearing this at our meeting on the 27th
Of April.
in room 408.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And thank you very much.
My pleasure.
I appreciate that.
My pleasure. Chris, you'll be notifying the complainant of the...
Yes, Mr.
Okay,
Chair.
thanks a lot. Would you,
Mr. Chair, could you ask the complainant if she has an email address which would be...
ma'am, have you an email address to which he can send your...
I'm sorry, excuse me?
Do you have an email address that Chris can contact you?
Email, no, you know, my computer crashed, but I have a phone number if you want that.
You have a phone number for her?
I'll take it just in case.
Okay, yeah,
Thank
good
you.
idea.
I know, it crashed. Thanks. Thank you.
I want to have a 6-minute meeting. Fuck.
Every time here or at the other meeting, whenever they call your name, the first thing in my head is they saying GoldenEye. Remember GoldenEye?
was on the
When you over
27th?
say I. That's it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It says, remember GoldenEye.
Golden eye.
Thank you very much. 4-0. I got this packet Saturday. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, have a good day. Chris, would you call item 3, please?
Item number 3 is the administrator's report. Mr. Chair, we have 4 more complaints, new complaints. So I do not know whether you want to hold all 4 at the same time or because giving them 10 minutes, we will have to push back the CAC meeting.
Well, maybe I don't give them all the same amount of time. I mean, I could give them 2 minutes to make their case,
Yeah.
right?
I personally don't think, I mean, if they're there, I think we should do them all at the same
Yeah, I
time.
mean,
and-
get them
Okay,
in
okay.
and get them done. But maybe we can head them off. Maybe they don't need to come to a jurisdictional hearing. Can you see if we can preclude that?
I will look into it,
Yeah,
yes.
say, listen, guys, why are we having this hearing? Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe knock
Okay.
them out that way. Call item 4.
Item number 4 is public comment on items not listed on the agenda.
Is there any public comment from our non-existent gallery? Seeing none, would you call item 5?
Item 5 is announcements, comments, questions, and future agenda items from committee members.
Members? I have none.
I move we adjourn.
I second. By rising vote.